Yo, what's up, guys? I'm here in Medellin, Colombia, and I don't really know where I'm at. I kind of came out with a friend, and she's getting a tattoo right now. So I was like, all right, cool. While she's getting a tattoo, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick little stroll. I'm not in Medellin, but somewhere nearby. But kind of want to talk to you guys about how to get your first sale, how to start a digital, or how to start selling digital products, and how I was able to do it. I mean, to be honest, it's not that difficult. I think like the hardest part about doing it is probably finding a product to sell. But I always tell people, I'm like, if you're trying to look for like a product to sell, the first thing that you want to do is probably pick something that you either have a lot of knowledge in, very passionate, something that you're very passionate, or number three, sorry, I'm just getting like, I'm like walking, so I'm like walking up these stairs, I'm like losing my breath. Or something you just know a lot of information about. Like the reason I told you to pick one of these three is because, let me just catch my breath. The reason you want to go ahead and pick one of these three is because if you're passionate about it, then you're going to be more likely to make videos on it, to explore that interest. Because one of the biggest issues that I had was I picked a topic that I was not passionate about, but it was still something that was making me a lot of money. And my example was surplus. So surplus funds, if you don't know what surplus funds is, it's a real estate niche. And to be honest, a lot of people wanted to learn a lot of information about that, but I didn't like the topic. So I was making sales and I really didn't give a fuck about the like that niche at all. So eventually it just ended. So I started picking other niches that I was passionate about. So I started doing it, like I started teaching how to sell watches, because I used to buy and sell watches on the side. So I started teaching people how to do that. And a lot of people started to, I started to build a following. A lot of people wanted to learn. And that was one of the first things that I started to do, was just teaching people how to buy and sell watches. Another thing was real estate, because I was big into real estate a couple years ago. So I was showing people how to do that. So I always say pick something that you're either passionate about, you know a lot of information about, or something you don't mind learning and doing for a long period of time. And the second thing that I would say is like, just make sure that you test. Like testing is probably like the most important part of the game, because you could pick a niche and like if you don't test it, you can go and you could be wasting a lot of time. So I always tell people to do micro tests. A micro test can be like you're just testing the product for like a week, 2 weeks, to seeing if it hits, to seeing if people have interest in it. And the way that I do that is, before I even create a product, I don't even create a product. I create a fake product and I just start pushing it. I start going on, I think the best way to do it is like going on TikTok, Shorts, Instagram, just going on there and then posting relatable content. One thing that I've realized is just going out and stealing other people's content. It's called clipping. And I've done this with multiple niches. I'll just clip other people's content and I'll just repost it on my page. And this is fairly easy to do. You can just look it up on YouTube. So you just clip other people's content, and then after that, you see if it hits, see if people have an interest in it. And then what I would do is, like, every so often in the stories, or I'll put a link in the bio of like a product. You could use like School, you can use a free trial, or there's other ones that are free now. There's like, I think it's a Whoop. You can check those places out. Try a free trial and just try to sell some type of product before you even spend any money. But what you want to do is just to generate some type of interest, or even start collecting emails. And that's what I would do. I would start I would just start collecting emails. I'll do like a you call it like a free offer. You'd be like, hey, so here are the top 3 secrets of, for example, my niche was like flipping watches. So I'll just say something like, here are the top 3 niches or the top 3 watches to flip for under $100. And I'll put it as a landing page. You can go on Aweber. You can get a free account, so you don't even have to like pay for anything. And then you just use like social media to promote that. And if you do that, you'll understand if there's a market for it, if people have an interest in it, because that's the most important, is to realize if people have an interest in the topic that you have. Because if there's no interest, there's going to be no sales. And you'll understand this when you start testing. So I always tell people, all right, do 3 posts per day, right? For 2 weeks straight, just to test the concept. if you don't get any traction in 3 weeks or in 2 weeks, like I'll say in a week, honestly, but 2 weeks if you really like the product, right? If you really want it to succeed, in 2 weeks. But if you don't see any traction in a week after posting 3 times a day, then you have to scratch that niche and you have to go on to the next one. And that's what I did for my travel content. That's what I did for my watch content. My watch content started to take off. My travel content started to take off. People were interested in it, and I just created a fake offer. And as soon as I saw interest, I went ahead and created a real offer. Then I started investing real money, and then that's how I was able to make money digitally. So I think that's probably the easiest way to get started. So if you guys want to learn more about this, guys, I have a free community where like you can just join it and we go over like all the tips and tricks. We have a whole bunch of people in there because it's hard to learn this when you're doing it by yourself. But if you're in a community and you want to actually like be with like-minded individuals, this is probably going to be the best community for travel, for making money digitally. So make sure you check it out in the link in the description. And that's basically going to be it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And if you guys have any questions, you can always hit me up on here, hit me up on Instagram. I'm always replying to you guys. And that's going to be it for this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.